You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Maron After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Maron After Show.
Hey there, Maron fans. What's going on? It must be Thursday because we're here at AFTERBUZZ TV talking about Maron Season 2, Episode 6, Nostalgic Sex Buddy. I'm Matt Lieberman. Joining me as always, Jessie Klein's here.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Steve Kaufmann's here.
Good to see you.
JB Zimmerman, missing again. Where is that cat?
What happened 2 weeks ago when I wasn't here?
I don't know, man.
What did you guys say?
Things were said that can't be unsaid, okay? It's very, very emotional.
Did Jessie say them?
Yeah, of course he did.
I did?
You know, I want to thank the folks at TrueCar.com for sponsoring this episode. I also want to remind folks to go out and get the Every Girl's Guide to Diet and Fitness, Maria Menounos' new book, about diet and fitness and her struggle to lose 40 pounds and keep it off, and how great she looks now. Lots of recipes, exercises, and personal anecdotes from Maria in the book. And it's now on the New York Times bestseller list, so go check it out, pick it up. It's a fantastic book, and we're so happy for her success. And it helps us here at AfterBuzz. Every time you pick up that book, some of that money is coming right back to us. So keep us alive, keep us afloat, keep the doors open, lights on. Thank you very much. All right, folks, I really like this episode, written by Dave Anthony, which may explain why we got such a glowing, like, not just performance, but just, like, his character. He's my favorite addition to the show since its inception.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Dave. Just every response he has is unexpected.
Yeah.
Like, even though you know he's going to be, like, this unemotional, like, just monster, every time it's really surprising and fun.
Yeah, he's just disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just such an ass. How do you feel about it, Steve? You're just so quiet.
I'm so quiet. I don't want to say the wrong thing because then Jessie might leave, I guess. Or Jessie will say something to make me leave.
What you folks don't know, is Jessie is kind of having a bit of a rough patch. It was kind of a struggle for him to get out here, and I apologize for letting folks know on the air. I thought that maybe you'd want to open up about it publicly for the very first time.
Thank you for that gotcha journalism, Matt. I am going through a rough patch. It started a couple hours ago when there was traffic on the way here, and I just my iPod ran out of power, and I had to listen to actual TV, and I remembered that Batman Forever existed in the world, and the fact that that's a thing really bums me out.
I agree. It's not the greatest of the Batman films. So, you know, we're going to take it easy on Jessie tonight.
Thank you.
Obviously, he's got a lot on his mind.
I'm a delicate kiss up from the rose.
Yeah. So, we open this week on Marc in the bathroom, and he discovers all of just the crap that Jen left behind that he still hadn't cleaned out. Just what appeared to be at least 50 different shades of nail polish.
A lot of makeup accoutrement.
A curling iron. Things that conceivably cost enough money that you wouldn't want to leave them behind.
Yeah, I think part of it is we looked at them as trash because we're dudes.
Because we're men.
We're men. Like, I think if a woman saw that shot, they'd just be like, well, that
makes sense.
Those aren't worth coming back for.
Oh. See, for me, it's like, there's so many. Maybe it's just because I like to think of myself as frugal. It's like, oh man, that's at least $200 worth of accoutrement.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And we know that she needed their dresser last episode, so...
Yeah.
And she didn't get it.
She didn't get a dress. She didn't get the dresser back. And then hidden amongst all of the stuff was this little wind-up cymbal monkey. And, you know, we don't know for a while whether or not Marc keeps it, but he keeps it as a keepsake.
It's the rosebud of this episode.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a symbol monkey.
When he's on his deathbed, he's just going to reach up and say, "Symbol monkey. I wonder what it means."
What? It's the name of a sled.
Yes. It's the name of his sled, absolutely. Yeah. So we come in on an interview with Caroline Rhea, who many of us remember from the sitcom Sabrina the Teenage Witch. She's also a fantastic comedian, storied history, and she and Marc used to, shall we say...
Snap fingers?
Snap fingers with each other?
Oh, yeah.
In the pale moonlight?
And possibly Marc was the best finger snapping she'd ever had.
Yeah, but not the father of her child.
No.
Yeah. I love this little conversation about, you know, Marc thinking that he could be a good father, because it just kind of shows, like, just the little bit of, like, denial and narcissism kind of running underneath what's going on.
And especially since when he was with Jen, his argument was always he'd be a terrible father.
Yeah.
And here he is, like, not with her,
right,
and now making an argument for why he would be a great father.
I think it's just because he doesn't want, and I don't know if you guys have ever had this, where, like, I just don't want to have to deal with having a baby. Like, the idea of being a dad isn't the problem for me. It's the raising the child before they can handle themselves.
Yeah, if I could have a girl give birth to an 8-year-old.
Someday that's going to be possible.
That'll be great.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a really dumb 8-year-old.
Oh, yeah,
it's not going to know how to feed. It's going to be an 8-year-old baby.
Yeah. No, I mean, like a mature 8-year-old.
You want them to come out of the womb.
Like in the womb.
Sorry, the what?
The womb.
The wormhole.
The wormhole. Yes.
Yeah.
Like I want inside the womb, like that baby's been listening to books on tape. It's been visiting with other babies. It has like it knows like social norms and that kind of stuff.
It's just gonna come out sounding like David Attenborough.
I want it to sound like David.
Wait. So you're saying you want the baby to live inside the woman for 9 years?
That sounds incredibly painful for the woman in question.
Not for the right woman if she's out there.
The woman with an apartment in her uterus. Just if you're out there, Jesse's having a rough time and he could use some company.
Really use it.
He could really use the help. So, you know, they're kind of reflecting on old times, and there's a little flirtation going on. She's talking about his mustache and how it'd be, you know, itchy, and he's like, "That's not the word." He's like, hot. And she laughs that, oh, this is kind of getting to me laugh.
Yeah.
And
we know the one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we know the one.
We know the one.
Even Steve knows the one.
Whoa. Even?
Yeah.
Even Steve.
Even Steve knows the one.
Just because it rhymes.
I like how when he says hot, he like says it into the mic. He like eats the mic when he says it like hot.
Yeah, because that's what you do.
I hope you enjoyed that.
Hope you
engineer.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Our engineer, Stephen Lemieux. I hope you enjoyed that at home. And you know, this kind of plugs a little idea in Marc's brain. You know, he's not getting any sex anymore. Maybe he could just, you know, jump back into old times.
Do a cash.
Yeah, do a cash in old waters, you know, where he knows how to swim, potentially, if things haven't changed. I don't know.
Well, we found out that women are built like old Fords.
Exactly. Built to last.
They do not. The vagina does not change over time.
But you should not leave it out in the rain because it will rust.
It will rust.
It will rust, which is why...
Put a cover.
Right, which is why most classic vaginas are out here in California. It's true. So, you know, he goes over to his buddy Dave Anthony's, and Dave is just such a garbage human being.
He is.
At least on this show. And, you know, Marc is like, you know, I don't know, been thinking about doing this, and Dave is, you know, he's a little skeptical about whether or not Marc could do it. He's kind of giving him a little advice. Do we meet the cat in this scene, or do we meet him later?
We do meet the cat at this scene.
Okay. It's a good cat.
It's a cute little, it's a little great. He's sitting on the couch, and like the cat's right there.
Yeah. It's a sweet cat.
And Dave's breaking up with it.
Yeah. Which is, you don't do.
Yeah, it's not a sentient, like, it can't.
Me and my commitment issues, I think that's why I don't have pets. Because I'd be unable to do that. Because I'm aware you can't do that. Like, what if I don't like that cat in 10 years?
What if what if that cat is a douche? What if you get the cat and the cat just hates you forever?
I know someone who had a cat that had bipolar disorder.
What?
Really?
And like they had to keep bear mace in every room of the house because the cat, when it wasn't like bad, it was like the sweetest, nicest cat in the world. But also, when it was bad, it would actively try and kill the owner of the like my friend. It would actively like try and kill him.
That's funny.
And like he had to sleep with his door closed with the cat in the other room because if he was asleep and the cat tried to kill him, it could just go straight for his neck.
Wait, so in the morning when he'd come out of his bedroom, would he just kind of creep out?
Would he have bear mace with him?
I mean, he acted normally. Like you could usually tell when the cat was having like a bad episode. But yeah, he always kind of had to be on like guard because this cat might be actively trying to kill him.
Yeah. Well, you know, my girlfriend has a cat, and we're both allergic. Dumb, I know. But she loves the cat, and I love him too. He's a sweet cat.
Sure.
But it's like, you know, as much as we like the cat, we can't really touch it, you know, like, or at least for that long, or like, you know, pet the cat and then go wash the hands. And it's just the cycle over and over again. So recently she was having trouble sleeping because the cat at night, she now lives in a studio apartment. There's no door to close. And the cat would just get into crap at night and start, you know, messing with the blinds and running all over the place. And she's allergic and she was miserable. And she was really, really upset at the fact that she had this thought in her head of like, I need to get rid of this cat. I don't want to. I shouldn't have to. He's, you know, like we love each other. And that's a responsibility.
Yeah.
To take care of an animal.
Yes, a cat is not a girlfriend. You can't break up with an animal.
No.
You take ownership of it. It's not a parallel relationship.
Yeah.
Dave's a crazy man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You are a caretaker.
Yeah.
For this thing.
It does not have any say in it. You just take a cat. Like it's not like it has a choice.
No.
It just becomes part of your life one day.
100%.
Yeah.
So, you know, Dave wants Marc to take his cat off his hands because he's the cat guy. He's got the cat ranch.
Yeah.
Talks about the cats all the time. He's got 2 of them. Why not? What's one more gonna hurt? You're alone in that house. I think you'd be happy with the company. And Marc is not willing to just pick up his leftovers and clean up his messes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Marc's saying he's trying to simplify his life. He doesn't need a dying cat.
No.
And he didn't even know it was dying.
Well, he knew it was sick.
Did he know?
And it was old. At that point, he was like, I don't need an old cat with me.
Yeah, it's the truth. Now, folks, before we move on, I just want to talk. We have another great sponsor this week. The new film from Focus Features, The Signal. Now, I don't know about you. I love good, smart sci-fi movies. I don't get enough of them. Some of them feel, you know, big and loud and dumb as of late because we're trying to court a global market, all that. But this movie is a total mind trip that's going to keep you guessing for hours. It's in theaters June 13th. That is tomorrow, I believe. Which I guess will be today for you. Signal explores what happens to a group of college students when they're on a road trip. They're mysteriously lured to the middle of the desert by a hacker. Suddenly, everything goes dark, and when one of the students regains his consciousness, he realizes he's in a waking nightmare. Now, Lawrence Fishburne is in the movie, and I love him. Not nearly in enough movies nowadays. It's his first return to sci-fi since the Matrix trilogy.
Predators.
Except for Predator. I'm just reading what they got here.
Sure.
But it's the truth. You know, always happy to see him on screen. We also got Brenton Thwaites, he was just in Maleficent, Olivia Cook from Bates Motel, and Sarah Clark from the Twilight movies. Marshall Fine of the Huffington Post says The Signal is the most imaginative sci-fi tale since District 9. And it was directed by William Eubank. It opens up in select theaters again this Friday, June 13th. To see a trailer of the film, find out more information, you can go to focusfeatures.com/the_signal. All right? So get out there, see the movie. You will not be disappointed. Also, they have an awesome poster for this movie. It's really, really cool. It's almost like that double mirror effect where like it extends forever.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I love good imaginative poster design, and if that's any indication, the movie is also going to be imaginative and interesting. All right. So, you know, Marc goes home. He's listening to the podcast with Caroline. He's chuckling to himself. Because he thinks he came off so well.
It's like when you like reread flirtatious texts, you're like, ah, man, I'm a smoothie.
I'm a smoothie.
Just in that voice.
Yeah.
He's a smoothie.
Yeah. So he calls up Caroline and he's like, you know, hey, you know, maybe would you like to
Get drinks.
You know, have dinner? Yeah. And she's like, yeah, bring condoms. And he's like, oh, all right, okay, done. That was easy. Yeah.
I'm starting to feel that Maron's never had just straight up casual sex before.
Well, he's not a casual guy.
Yeah, I don't think Maron's had casual anything before.
Fair enough.
He has like serious attachment issues. He has serious attachment issues, and you know he's manic depressive, perhaps.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a misdiagnosis. A little codependent, perhaps.
Yeah.
So it's not easy for him to separate, you know, the sex and the intimacy. Not even necessarily love, but intimacy.
Yeah, I mean, in the last episode, he was already starting a relationship with the girl who was also looking for a cat. Like,
yeah.
In his mind, he was already ready to date that girl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, you know, they were just strangers, and she, you know, already had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know about you guys, and you tell me what happens with you, but, like, for me, when I date, I want all of the intimacy of a relationship without any of the commitment. Like, I love sleeping over. I love the cuddling. I like cooking breakfast. I love these things. I like making a person happy and impressing them and being a substantial man and feeling that way. It's a good... No, but it's entirely selfish.
Yeah.
It's 100%
when you're dating,
selfishly motivated because I like feeling impressive, and also, you know, I want to be able to snuggle up to someone and and be able to turn my brain off.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm looking for. I always am, like, looking for a connection with someone. And, like, as long as there's, like, a connection and I can, like, stop, like, putting up shields and I can just be, like, intimate with someone, I don't really care about anything else.
Right, but at the same time...
Oh, I do not want commitment, though.
No, you don't. You're afraid of a future with this person and potentially being trapped.
No, I'm too busy.
Right. Yeah. You want all the rewards with none of the emotional work.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, Marc may be a very similar kind of guy in that the intimacy is part of the package.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you have to know when it's not.
Yeah.
If it's like, I'm just going to her hotel room, you should kind of know, like, oh, we're just going to do this and I'm going to go.
Well, to be fair, he thought he was going to go get dinner with her and, like, that they were going to have, like, a date. She was like, bring the condoms, and he was like, oh, what are we doing this?
Yeah.
And she was like,
she didn't even take her shirt off.
No.
Yeah.
She didn't.
Like, that is like, you know, 8 months in girlfriend sex right there.
Boy.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's, you know, like, no try-y, just go and do-y. He didn't even take his socks off.
Yeah. That's the noise. That's the noise after you're done.
Yeah. Nope.
Oh,
no,
not on it.
Nope.
Not on it.
No. That sound effect would also be appropriate for missing the sound effect and leaving me hanging like a douche.
There it is. Well, yeah, like, she was even like, don't touch my hair.
Yeah.
Like, it was very like a contract. Like, before they were talking about stuff, like, it was almost like a contract. Like,
yeah, it was a business arrangement.
What are we doing? What am I allowed to do? Pants on, pants off, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, where do you want to do it? On the bed? The bed would work for me. I've got kind of a back thing.
Yeah.
She's like, fine, you're on top. I don't have a meniscus in my left knee.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Also, I'm pretty sure he left the door open. Did anybody else notice that?
Oh, to the hotel.
To the hotel room. I'm pretty sure he never closed the door behind him.
Oh, that's possible.
It's possible. I feel like most hotel room doors self-close.
But they have that, like, little spring in the back.
Fair enough. I didn't see the door self-close.
Or the thing on the top, you know, that always pulls it closed.
Yeah. Spring in the back, thing on the top. Maybe they double it up.
Maybe that would be more of a rush.
Foxy.
More of a rush because the door's open.
Yeah. So, you know, they have the sex, and apparently mind-blowing.
It's good sex.
Good stuff, at least on the Marc side.
Yeah.
She says she's satisfied, but maybe not.
They always say that.
You know, she's serviceable.
Yeah.
And he gets back in bed to Colin, and she's like, whoa, hold the phone. What are you doing? Go home. I want to sleep alone. I have to be up early. You know, piss off, Marc.
That's right. She became British for a little bit.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Get out of the bloody bed.
Yeah.
That's not bad, actually.
Get back to the car park. And doing our finish.
Lost it.
Yeah.
And we lost it.
You fumbled.
You should have stayed when you're ahead.
Yeah.
Bollocks. Yeah.
Steve, what position did you play on your high school football team?
Stoner.
Okay.
Stoner and videographer.
Same as your basketball team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. So Marc's understandably confused because, you know, at the very least, it's not like he just met her and they were having a one-night stand. This is an old friend, an old sex friend.
They just had a very amicable conversation in
Yeah.
his garage.
Right. So it's like, you know.
Or his garage.
Yeah. His garage.
His garage.
Yeah. But it's, you know, it's not unreasonable to think like, why wouldn't you want to spend more time with me?
Yeah.
You know, we're friends. I'm a delightful person. Like, can't we just cross this line just a little bit?
Can I at least sleep here?
Can I at least sleep here?
Yeah.
I don't want to have to drive home. I live in Highland Park. This is a Hilton. It's probably in West Hollywood somewhere.
Or next to LAX.
Or next to LAX. That's a long drive.
great drive.
Well, where is the ice? Is the ice house on the west side?
No, Ice House is in Pasadena.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
because there's a Sheraton.
Either way, even if it's
Pasadena's far.
even if there's a Hilton Pasadena, right? That's
Yeah.
at least a 25-minute drive.
She's probably in Glendale.
Yeah, God.
Yeah.
Oh man, what's traffic like? What time was it?
Yeah.
I'm
Traffic's
sorry,
probably all right.
Jesse. I didn't mean to bring up traffic so soon.
Like a kiss from Rosanna.
I'll sing it anyway.
Baby. There it is.
He's having.
Did this song come on the regular radio when you were stuck in traffic?
No, of course not. This song is from 10 years ago.
Yeah,
No.
it wouldn't be on the radio, and also not 10 years ago. It was 1997, which would make it what, like 21
Numbers?
years ago.
What?
21 years ago.
Guys, I am real old. I just realized it.
Wait, no.
No, that would be less than 10
Less
years
than
ago.
I thought
10
you were
years.
joking, Matt.
Yeah, no, it's less than. Yeah,
We're going to have a math lesson.
it's 17 years.
It's 2014.
What am I, an idiot? I
10
was
years
mixing
ago-
up my 7s and my
10 years ago,
14s.
but 2004.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. In any case, Marc goes home. He's a little weirded out.
Off-put.
Yeah, he's off put. Next morning,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, next morning there's a thump outside, and there's the cat carrying case, and Dave Anthony running away like a jackass, waving to him like, suck on this, sucker.
Yeah.
Like, what would you expect from a deplorable human being?
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
And then he returns the cat back to Dave.
Yeah, he marches right into the apartment, and Dave's like, "Whoa, I don't think we have this kind of relationship."
Yeah.
You know, he starts telling Dave about what happened the night before, and you know, Dave's like, "Oh yeah, Caroline's like that. She no touchy after the sex." And Marc's like, "What are you talking about?" And Dave's like, "Oh yeah, I mean, we used to bang." We used to have sex, you know, right after you and also a little before you. And Marc's like, you didn't think to tell me about it when I was saying I'm going to go have sex with her? And he's, no, not really. It didn't occur. It didn't occur in his brain. And I'm sure, like, on some level, Marc just wants to scrub himself vigorously.
Yeah.
And it's not Caroline's fault.
No, it's mostly...
It's just all
everyone knows, even Caroline knows Dave is a deplorable human being.
right. But she's trained him well.
Yeah, he's very well trained.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very much where, I mean, it's such a weird situation because Dave then compares like the cat situation to like sex, like casual sex, where he's like, I'm done with it, and now I'm leaving.
It's like, again, you can't do that. It's an animal.
No, it's a cat.
Yes.
But he still has enough compassion to hand the cat off to another person.
That's true.
Like, he has the
true.
minimum amount of compassion.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Which is still deplorable.
And not just any other person, a better person than him.
Yeah. A person who likes and takes care of cats. Maybe Dave isn't as bad as we thought he was. Guys.
No, I don't think that's true.
Maybe he's...
I mean, he's still
Do you
pretty
think he's
bad.
the secret hero of this universe?
He might be the secret hero of this universe.
He's not the hero that the city needs, but it's the one that...
they deserve.
not
Yeah.
Yeah.
Highland Park.
Mm-hmm.
Batman.
Batman.
we get the connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all took a second. We're like,
Right.
oh, yes.
Yeah, Batman.
So, you know, Marc says, you know, I can handle the non-attachment. Okay, I can do this. I'm cool. I'm hip. I'm with it.
The very fact that he's saying like I'm so cool that I don't really need to do it, like that is saying that he is not okay with it.
He's like one of those guys who wishes that he wishes that he was the Fonz. Like, hey, I'm so cool. I could do it without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Bo.
Yeah. Like if you have to insist on something, then you are not that thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, Marc goes to the ice house that night to catch Caroline's set. And my favorite moment of the entire episode is when Dave just takes that appetizer platter, or like just like it's like fruit and cheese, and he just takes it with him.
I think that's partly because we're all in the comedy world, and I think we all know that person.
Yeah.
It's just like
we all want to be that person.
Yeah, who just doesn't give an F.
I want to have the Stones to be backstage somewhere and just being like, this is my cheese and meat platter now.
Yep.
And, like,
especially be in the green room to see a friend.
Yeah.
And then just take it anyway. It's one thing if you're performing and it's there because it's your green room. It's another thing to just be like, psh.
Well, I mean, I guess in his mind, he's like, well, I'm going to bang her later. This is my payment.
This hurts.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is Marc is there to see if he can re-bang her and like prove to everyone that he can be casual about it. I think it was like
it's just so desperate.
And have you guys ever been in that situation where you've been in a room with like two people and it's like clear that those two people are going to bang, but like you don't have an exit, so you kind of have to like sit in between them? It's the worst.
It's gross.
Yeah, it is really the worst.
You feel like a chump.
You feel like a chump.
Or at the very least, like you can't, the second you realize it, you can't make it seem like that's why you're leaving.
Yeah.
Like you have to at least sit there for another 3 to 5 minutes and then have something else come up.
Like, oh, I just got a text from
the president.
Is that your go-to, Steve Kaufmann?
All the time.
Every time?
What does Barack Obama text you, Steve Kaufmann?
He's like, can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't do it because that would be a racist impression and this podcast is public record.
Yeah.
Because I happen to do an Obama, that would be a racist impression.
I just think your Obama is racist.
Yeah, I think your Obama is going to sound like buckwheat, and I think that is unacceptable.
Well,
oh my God! Wait, are you doing buckwheat right now?
I'm doing an Obama.
That sounds like buckwheat to me.
You're doing buckwheat right now. That is a
buckwheat laugh.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Disgusting behavior.
Steve, get it together.
My daughters.
Oh. All right. On that note, I'm just going to talk really quickly about iTunes. Folks, thank you so much for supporting this podcast, downloading, watching, listening, streaming. You're all fantastic. You know, we here at AfterBuzz TV, we put out between 60 and 70 hours of free content a week. It's a crazy amount of free content. It's all available for you any time of the day, whenever you want it. Isn't that wonderful? What could you do if you were so inclined to help us out and to make us feel better and to make yourself feel better for getting all this free stuff, suckling at the teat? I'll tell you, okay? You go to iTunes. You rate, review the shows that you watch or you listen to. It's just that simple. And it not only makes us feel great to know that we're connecting with the audience, that we're giving you a podcast that you want and that you deserve, okay? But it also, you know, helps us get the wonderful sponsors that we have who are supporting these episodes, okay? That's how they find the shows. That's how other viewers and listeners find the shows. It makes them more searchable. SEO is a thing I've heard a lot about. Don't know about it, but it is a thing. So it doesn't cost you a dime. Only takes a second. Rate, review the shows. It's that simple. Would you like to make a comment, Jess, or are you having another moment because of what happened to you on the way here?
No, I really want to know what SEO is.
It means search engine optimization.
Okay, great.
That's what it means.
It's something we did not understand.
Buckwheat, get out of here, Buckwheat. You sick
when
monster.
We did the Obamacare website.
So yeah, Marc, like Dave leaves early. Marc hangs around like a puppy.
Like a puppy looking for a little suckle.
Yeah.
On the teat.
You are going to that teat metaphor.
He's using that teat metaphor all day.
You're mining that gold.
You know, I will use the teat metaphor until it works. Okay. I don't care what venue. I've been using it all day.
Yeah. You have to stop going to kindergarten classes.
The barista at Starbucks did not understand what you're talking about.
Listen, I would like to suckle from the soy teat in this latte, please. I'm sorry?
It comes out of a bottle. There's no teat.
I would like to suckle from it, though.
Just from the regular bottle?
I would like to suckle from it and then spit it back into my coffee.
That's on the secret menu at Starbucks.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, so like Mark's there, and like he's trying to see if he can rebang, and she's like, "I'm tired.
I'm so tired.
Early.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wake
up early. You're gonna go home, and I'm gonna wake up early. And we'll talk." And Mark goes home, and in the middle of the night, he has an epiphany. Before that, he comes home and he sees the cat on his doorstep with 4 cans of food, and he's like, "God damn it." He
also gave him 4 cans of food.
Yeah, well, that's the
unsung
payment.
hero of this.
I'm surprised Dave doesn't eat that food.
He might very well.
There's only 4.
Yeah. He kept the rest of the 12-pack for himself.
Yeah, sure.
So Mark brings the cat inside. He goes to bed, and in the middle of the night, he has an epiphany. And he rushes over to the Hilton. He bangs on the door in the morning, and Caroline answers. She's like, "What the hell are you doing here, Maron?"
In a robe.
Yeah. And he's like, "You banged Dave Anthony. That is why you didn't sleep. You didn't sleep at all. You were having sex with Dave." And she's like, "I am here all alone." Toilet flush. And Dave comes out in a robe. He's like, "Oh, hey. Yeah, I left the cat there. Bang, Caroline." Whatever.
And Caroline's like, "I was speaking loud so you would hear," and he's like, "I heard, but I was done."
And then he gets back in bed, and there's the appetizer tray, the hors d'oeuvres.
Half gone now.
Half gone. He's still eating cheese. It's been out all night.
And Mark makes a big deal about it. It's like, "What, are you marking your territory?" And it's like Mark sees so many levels to everything, and Dave just sees the flat land, where it's just like, no, it's the most comfortable seat in their house.
There's no chairs in this hotel room.
Yeah. He's pure id, and Mark is, I don't know, is he ego or super ego?
I think he's all of them kind of turned up.
All right.
Yeah.
For what?
Turned down for what?
Yeah, but
what do you turn up for, though?
Yeah.
Probably the same what that you would turn down for.
Interesting.
What do you turn down for?
I usually turn down service is usually around like 8, right? Like
yeah. You get a nice mint on your pillow.
Yeah, get a nice mint. Yeah, that's usually turned down.
That's what he's talking about.
Turn down for mints on your pillow. No.
Okay.
So you know, Mark is understandably perturbed, and he comes home to this.
He also was like arguing, like, "I'm totally okay with this." And
Yeah.
Dave's like, "Yeah, I can tell you're okay by how loud you're yelling that you're okay
and
with
she's
me."
like, "You know what? I need to get to the airport. I'm done with this." And he's like, "No, I need closure. Give me closure." And she closes the door. And Dave's like, "I think you just got closure." And Dave is just king. He's king.
Because it was probably what, 10 a.m. Probably gonna call for a late checkout. He's in that hotel room.
Yeah.
He's gonna order some movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Some dirty movies.
Watch him in front of Mark.
Yeah.
If Mark sticks around, yeah.
He's gonna flip between the Lego movie and something filthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't choose.
Can't choose. Not ever. The Lego movie's fantastic.
I never saw
Me either.
So Mark comes home and he finds the cat, Roosevelt, covered in his own pee in the middle of the living room. He looks so sad and pathetic, and Mark's like, "Uh-oh, I gotta get you checked out, okay?" Takes her to the vet, finds out A, that it's a girl, and B, that it has acute renal failure, which is awful, and that the cat has to be put down. And he's really attached to this cat he has known for a day.
24 hours.
24 hours it's been in his care, and he already, has given it like a lifetime's worth of love for no reason.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that it's there.
He's a caregiver.
Well, I think it says a lot about who he is and what drives him as a person.
And maybe it is making the argument that he would be a good dad.
Possible. Or at the very least, where love and obsession is concerned, there would be plenty of it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you need plenty of both.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, he calls Dave, and he's like, "You have to come over here. You need to take responsibility for your cat." And he's like, yeah, man.
I had a lunch, but I guess I could go before.
I could swing by.
I could swing by, have the cat I've known for 12 years get killed.
Put down.
I like how Mark put in perspective that 12 years is like a quarter of Dave's life. That didn't really sink into me for me until he said that, where it's like, yeah, he has had this cat for a long time. Like that's
things sink into
cold.
you normally very easily, though.
I'm usually easily sunk into.
Yeah, like a tender steak, you can just tuck right into it.
I can tuck right into that tender steak.
Well, other people would tuck into you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
Stephen Lemieux is just losing it in the booth. I don't think I've ever made him laugh this hard.
Yeah.
In any case, Dave arrives and he's like, "All right, let's do this. Let's get it on."
Well, she looks good.
She looks good.
She looks fine.
He's like, "How can you be so blasé?" He's like,
I broke up with it.
Yeah, I broke up with it. It's over. And so the doctor comes out, and Mark's like, I can't go in there. And Dave's like, "All right, let's do this." Picks up the cat and he walks out almost with a spring in his step. And then he comes out and he's like, "I took a vine of it, squeezing its last breath out of its lungs."
And then Mark goes, "What?" And he's like,
the last
"Perfect
clip in the
end."
vine. Perfect. I'm gonna send this to my ex-girlfriend. And he totally probably tweets it too.
Yeah, Mark tells him not to, but he totally
I think even if it hadn't occurred to him, now he has to.
now he must.
Yeah. And then we get our final Marc podcast bit where he lets little cymbal monkey loose.
Well, yeah, and he talks about like the importance of being emotional, which I think
Detachment's overrated.
I think it is overrated. He talks about how like early in his life, and I think being like a guy in your early 20s. I remember when I was in my early 20s, I was very like just like nothing. Like nothing.
I don't know why. For some reason, I thought you were gonna say no neck. When I was in my early
I had
20s.
zero neck. I did a lot of weightlifting, did a lot of steroids, and just like this, it was just like up to here.
Sure.
My traps were huge.
Huge traps.
Huge traps. Nothing else defined. I just had a big thick neck.
You talk about leg day or arm
all
day?
the women want to bang a head, 2 traps, and a dick, and that's all you were.
That's it. That's what I was.
Jessie Klein had trap day every day.
Every day is trap day.
Thanks for that, hon. Why don't you wheel me out of here?
Never mind. I'll use my massive traps to spring about this room
like a chimpanzee. Something
What
about
happened?
shrugging? What'd you say?
Oh, I raised the wrong mic. He doesn't know anything. He's always just doing shrugs.
I'm always doing shrugs.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, I think you raised a very important point. I think especially in like American culture, like white men usually not that emotional. Like you're not supposed to be. Any men. You're not
right. I mean, it's tied back to the whole like outdated view of what masculinity is supposed to be.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be able to be unattached. It's why when we have kids, the children look more like the father to make them stay, basically, to make them feel responsible for it, because we're supposed to be so detached. But it's not a good way to be.
It's not healthy,
especially once you get to the point you're 48 and you have no attachments. You're living in that dumpy apartment, and you can just break up with a cat you've known for a quarter of your life. That's not a life anyone wants to have.
You can gaslight your dad with a tuna sandwich.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's no good, and even though being emotional may be more painful when things aren't going your way, ultimately the rewards are that much sweeter.
Yeah, being in pain is to be human. Like that's
100%.
Like that's what makes everything else worth it. I'll cry at 3 a.m. if I'm watching a sappy 90s like rom-com.
Can't hardly wait.
I definitely can't hardly wait. He gets to go to Kurt Vonnegut's class. That's all he wanted, and he gets the girl. It's
never seen.
Sweet. What?
Never seen. Can't
What?
Hardly
You
Wait.
never seen Can't? You have to. Number one, it's like everyone who was ever in like a 90s TV show was in that movie.
Like pretty much that movie had to have existed in the Joss Whedon universe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Also,
there was no sci-fi element at all.
It's like watching Dazed and Confused, where you're like, oh, I can't believe all of these people are in this movie.
Right.
Like, it's the same thing with.
Yes.
At first, it was also unbelievable.
Thank you.
Mike Dexter wanted
Is
to
this the
date me.
trailer?
I know I started
Mike
I just
Dexter.
don't know why I did it for so long.
Fast Lane.
Maron
Yes,
fans
I was
really
still
give a
proud.
crap about
Yeah.
this, Steve.
I think they do.
In any case, to wrap things up, I want to. I 100% agree. Emotion is not overrated. Emotion is how we should be. I cry exclusively almost at children's movies.
If you say Up, that doesn't count, by the way.
No, it's mostly
Everyone
any,
gets started with a cry.
Any kids movie where someone who wasn't appreciated gets appreciated, or where a father finally pays attention to or apologizes to their son.
Oh, father always get me too.
Oh yeah. Weepage all over the place. And I had a conversation with my girlfriend today where we were watching How to Train Your Dragon, and it was moving, and I was getting a little misty, and she's like, if you cry, do you want me to touch you or no? Like not like touch me, but like make physical contact. But because no, like I don't cry enough, and I want to be able to get those feelings out. So if I start crying, I want to like let it roll, baby.
Enjoy it, yeah.
I want to bawl if I can. I want to let so many tears out. I dehydrate. I want to be a husk. I cry so much. That's what I want.
Sure. How I Met Your Mother finale did that for me. I
Really?
just lost it.
If you really want to cry, 6 Feet Under finale.
Oh God, that one.
That was pretty good.
Boom,
That was pretty
brutal.
good.
All right,
You guys
We're
really,
gonna have a cry later, guys.
You guys really want to cry? Discovery Channel, How to Cut an Onion. That'll get you going.
Oh, brother. Okay.
Brother.
So next week on the show, we have Marc's parents and his brother coming on the podcast with David Cross. And, you know, Marc mentioned filming this episode was a real treat on his podcast. So I'm really excited to listen to watch it. I'm really excited to see it. I think it's going to be a real highlight of the season.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
All right. So, folks, you know, thank you so much for downloading, watching, listening, streaming. You're all the best. We'll be back next week. Jessie Klein, where can the people find you?
Oh, you can find me on Twitter at JessKlein1.
Okay. And Steve Kaufmann.
You can find me at Steve Kaufmann, Kaufmann, and also some wrestling stuff around here.
Okay. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Lieberman. That's MattLieberman. You can also find my videos for SourceFed and SourceFed Nerd on YouTube, and I have a YouTube channel myself, youtube.com/Matthew D. Lieberman, that's going to be launching sometime in the next 2 months. When I have a firm date, I will let you all know. I want to thank you so much for listening.
I'm gonna make you guys cry.
I hope that we do. See you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.